Welcome, dear viewers, to the video on pharmaceutical product development process steps overview. In this video, we are going to learn about what are the steps involved in the product development, whether it may be generic or whether it may be innovator product or novel product. The process steps or the roadmap is similar, except some stages are different for the novel product than the generic product. So, for novel product or innovative product or new product, some preclinical and clinical studies are performed, while in generic product these are not performed and only the bioequivalence is established. Let's start with the video, and after watching this video you will be able to understand the different stages or steps. First of all, considering the generic product or innovator product, we have to consider the risk and the complexity in the product development. The complexity may be based on the manufacturability, may be based on the compliance, may be based on the requirement of bioavailability or equivalence. Pharmaceutical development for the product is a detailed process, and it requires some strategic approaches and some roadmaps or some milestones to achieve and ensure the product is safe and effective, and also it complies with the regulatory requirements and the regulatory compliance. The process understanding for the pharmaceutical development is very important when you consider it for the marketing or market success and the patient safety and efficacy of the formulation. First stage is market analysis and research. In this, API is to be formulated into a formulation. So, defining the API and formulation strategies are important. Then conduct the market surveys and literature reviews to identify the industry needs. Also, you should understand, if you are working on to the novel formulation, what is the requirement in the market, what is the therapeutic need or unmet need, how this product will satisfy those needs. If it is generic formulation, then understand what are the patent approaches or patent strategies. Whether you are going for non-infringing type of formulation or you are working on to the infringing type of generic formulation. So perform patent searches also to avoid intellectual property conflicts. Establish the API selection based on the therapeutic need and the cost efficiency. So different vendors can also be selected to study the API. Next is pre-formulation and formulation development. So once you have the API and excipient in your hand, then go for pre-formulation and prototype development so that you can develop the core formulation. Perform raw material characterization, assess the excipients, ingredients and their quality. Then characterize the reference formulation. If you are working on to the generic product, then you should have RLD or reference product or brand product which is leading in the market or which is the novel formulation. Understand the reference product to mirror the efficacy, because you are going to make a generic version on for RLD. That's why RLD characterization is very important. RLD characterization involves both physical and chemical characterization so that you can achieve the quality of RLD and you can be bioequivalent with the reference formulation. Then you need to order the tooling and perform the stability testing to set up initial formulation and test stability under different conditions. So this is for the prototype development. Select the suitable manufacturing process, select the API, perform the initial risk assessment, and then go for the pilot bioequivalence study. So pilot bioequivalence study is to understand how the product behaves in vivo. Validate the bioequivalence to reference product. Pilot B study involves conducting small-scale testing to refine the formulation, and its key focus is on pharmacokinetics to ensure equivalence in the absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. So, for generic product, it will be bioequivalence study, and for novel formulation, it will be uh, bioavailability study, and also it will study the safety and efficacy of the formulation. For novel formulation, this stage will involve the clinical studies. For pilot bioequivalence study for generic product is done to minimize the risk before scaling up to the full clinical trials. Then exhibit batch manufacturing and testing. So scale up will be done, and after that final validation batches will be done before regulatory submission. So manufacture exhibit batches, small scale trials. These are the small scale trials. You can say that for the final process and formulation. Then these trials or these batches, 3 exhibit batches are loaded onto the stability to ensure long-term product efficacy, and for conducting the bioassessment or bioequivalence to verify the product's bioavailability and bioequivalence. So pivotal bioequivalence is performed onto the exhibit batches. Then once we have the stability data in hand for minimum 6-month data, you go for the dossier compilation and regulatory submission. Prepare for the regulatory approval, compile the comprehensive documentation on formulation, manufacturing process and testing data, and go for the regulatory submission for the relevant country you want to apply. That is, for example, FDA, US FDA or EMA. Ensure all data are accurate and complies to the regulatory requirements. Then ensure the safety protocols are met, and then go for the filing. After filing, you will receive the query. Then query response stage will be there, and after successful approval, scale up production and launch will be there. So upon regulatory approval, transition to large scale manufacturing. Then technical transfer will be there for the knowledge and process to full scale production facilities. Then it will initiate post marketing surveillance to monitor product performance and address any emerging issues. Next stage is quality and compliance, ensuring the product success through rigorous testing and documentation. The generic product development is driven by quality assurance and regulatory compliance. And this is the same case with the innovator product also. Whether the product is novel or whether it is generic, the quality assurance and quality regulatory compliance is must. So each stage emphasizes rigorous testing, data integrity and adherence to good manufacturing practices, that is GMP. Regulatory agencies like FDA, EMA closely review all stages of the compliance, and based on this, the product can be developed and commercialized. This was a short video for the product development process steps overview, and after watching this video, I think that you might have got understanding about the different stages or steps in the pharmaceutical product development. If you have any questions or suggestions, please do comment and I will be happy to answer. Thank you for watching the video. I request you to share these videos with your friends and colleagues so that they also can get benefit out of these topics. Thank you.